or just entrenched in a belief and he really knew what was going on, but was so entrenched in his beliefs?
He knew what was going on. I mean, they went back 3 times. So the first time it was cleaned up, but I don't think the second times. And you know what? I don't even think I call him a Nazi sympathizer. I'll be really honest. I think he's a fascist, or he was a fascist, just from his own writings. He believed that Germany, Hitler's Germany, was extraordinary. He liked its discipline. He liked its rigidness. It was a lot like Charles Lindbergh's personality, right? He thought Hitler was a great man. And while he had some flaws, he was gonna do great things for Europe. He wanted to move his family to Berlin. And the only reason, I mean, here he is that fall, he's going to move his family to Berlin. And what stopped him was American public opinion after Kristallnacht. They were like, Lindbergh's going to go and move to Germany.
Lindbergh gave a nationwide radio address in which he called for isolationism and indicated some pro-German sympathies. He made anti-Semitic insinuations about Jewish ownership of the media, saying, "We must ask who owns and influences the newspapers, the news pictures, and the radio station." In his 1941 testimony before the House Committee on Foreign Affairs opposing the Lend-Lease Bill, Lindbergh proposed that the United States negotiate a neutrality pact with Germany. At an America First rally in September 1941, Lindbergh accused 3 groups of pressing this country towards war: the British, the Jewish, and the Roosevelt administration. Roosevelt disliked Lindbergh's outspoken opposition to his administration's interventionist policy, saying, "When I read Lindbergh's speech, I felt that it could not have been put better had it been written by Goebbels himself."
But anyway, so Charles Lindbergh was one of the guys saying, wait a second, why are we sending money to Joseph Stalin?
Yeah.
What are we doing here? And that position was completely discredited through slander for like, I don't know, 70 years until Trump resurrected it in that famous slogan, America First. But it doesn't matter what the liars say about it. The idea itself is the single most popular idea ever introduced in American politics. It was the most popular idea in 1941 when we got into the war, when Roosevelt allowed Pearl Harbor to happen, which he did. That's been proved, I think. And he did that in order to get us into a war that people didn't want. It was anti-democratic. People didn't want it. It was not the will of the people. And you hear these ghouls and dumb people and fake historians, Neil Ferguson, get up and tell you that World War II is the greatest thing that ever happened.